York City, and I wanted to be in a more artistic community and live in the country. So my husband and I moved here, and after several years I bought this house. And originally I did work in the living room and dining room. I had the walls covered all the windows so I could put up my artwork and do paintings on the walls. Originally this was a single car garage. About 20 years ago I turned it into a studio where I made jewelry and eventually clothing. So the space ended over here. And over here was just a wall. And when I started painting full-time, I bought a shed and had a door, to put all my supplies in there that I used to use in here. All of my panels are on wood. Well, this happens to be on masonite, and it has a very, very smooth surface. The wax comes in cubes. I buy them at a local manufacturing company, so I choose all the different colors that I want. The medium is equivalent of water to watercolor. Pigmented wax has a lot of color in it, and if I want to make it translucent or transparent, I put some of the wax on the palette. Here's white, and if I just melt it on, and I want to make it translucent, I dip it in the medium, and then you could see how the color becomes transparent. These are the scraping tools. I actually do as much painting with brushes as I do scraping. Okay, so this is a heat gun that has a spreader on it. This spreader enables me to heat a wider surface. It feels like this area needs more simplicity and lightening up, because I want to have this textured area be more pronounced and diminish this area. This has two settings. I'm putting it on a minimal setting, so I don't want to melt too large an area. So I'm making the white translucent, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chase the brush with the heat. I'm going over the surface to get it to, it's called sweating. And what I want to do is just scratch into the areas with this. There's many different tools to use. So I'm kind of scuffing up the surface and doing different textures. I see some crevices here that I want to fill with a little oil paint. So this painting is really changing. First I thought the area would be lighter, and now I'm making it darker. And I don't know until, working on it quite a bit to see if this is going to work or not work. Some paintings I've worked on for 200 hours and have never been able to resolve. And then some things I call a gift, because I don't have to effort them so much. But it's an unknown process. I never know if I'm going to like it or not. I have oil paint, but I'm going to use encaustic and take a very small brush, melt the wax on here, and just kind of darken these areas. And then after I do this, then I'll melt it in. I'm going in these shapes that I had created with the texture before and just kind of exaggerating some of the shapes. One of the things that I am trying to create in this painting is to have a contrast yet cohesiveness. When we were shooting the process of doing this painting, and I was looking at it, I thought, oh, I like where this is going. And then I was looking at it, and it was nice. It was, it was interesting. They had, nice shapes and movement. But that's not good enough for me. And so I worked in it for many hours and kept reevaluating it. And my process is very often pushing it, to a point where I've gone too far and ruining pieces. But if I don't push it, I never get anything really exciting, and that's the process of, why I love doing art, because it's challenging, and I want to be excited about something that I've discovered.